Hi guys, this is AC Gamer back with another video on Goddess of Victory Nikke. Now in today's video what I'm going to be doing is talking about some of the stuff that players do not currently like in the game, such as the gacha system. The gacha system is the worst I've ever seen since 2020, in fact maybe 2018. And the pity system in this game is not good because there's currently no pity system, and the banner itself is just absolutely horrendous. Now quick disclaimer, the banner we have available right now is the standard banner, so obviously you're not technically meant to be summoning on here, just because the rates are terrible, because it's filtered with or filled with multiple terrible SSR character. The gacha pool is too much, so even if you're specifically summoning for a specific character, the chances of you pulling some of them is pretty low. And the fact that the banner also has zero pity is also horrendous and makes dolphins not even want to spend in the game, or players who are typically dolphins do not feel like they want to spend in this game. Not only that, we currently have this issue, not really an issue, but a mechanic in the game that currently reduces your power significantly if you haven't passed over the recommended power, which a lot of people are feeling it's a way to gatekeep players from actually completing content. I do feel like the recommended power is just there usually to just help you say that if you're above this level you should confidently be able to clear it, but it's not the end all be all. But currently in Goddess of Victory Nikke, the developers have decided to add a system where you are basically debuffed, and that is also not that good. But the main focus of this video is just going to be about the gem resources in the game being lackluster. There is no proper consistent way to farm gems in this game, and this game, to be honest, a lot of people are currently in the honeymoon phase, which is expected. The game has only been out for like 5 to 4 days right now, so many people are expected to be in the honeymoon phase. And also because this game has a lot of ASS being shown in people's face, people who are not able to look past the ASS and look at what the game has to offer, I've not realized that this game currently has some terrible system that overall will just ruin the experience as you continue to play. At the end of the day, right now the game just feels like a fan service game that's trying to attract people who like ASS, which yeah, fine, that is nothing against that, but then they don't add a system that will actually make the experience even fun. It feels like it's a way to try and milk the players as much as possible. Before I carry on with this video, I'd like to tell you guys to subscribe to the channel for more future content on Goddess of Victory Nikke. I will be covering some guides later on, as well as any new updates in the game, especially with the new SSR characters already announced. I will talk about that later on in separate videos. I will also recommend you guys liking this video as well if you guys are enjoying my content on the game. So let's just get right into the main and gritty stuff. So I am typically a player who is a dolphin in several gacha games I enjoy. I will say this right now, this game I do feel like it has potential to be an enjoyable game, but there are so many factors in this game that currently ruins it. Yes, at the end of the day this game is an idle game, so yes, at the end of the day they're going to try and force you to log out the game, come back later when resources are being gained. However, in this game you hit the roadblock very early on, unless you guys have rerolled a solid account. Now a solid account is going to include some of the pilgrim characters, but unfortunately they have the lowest amount of rates in the game. So to be honest, if you have some of the pilgrim characters, you will already see that the damage they deal is insane. There's 3 particular pilgrim characters that are absolutely nutty, and those are Heron, Scarlet and Snow White. All 3 of those characters are absolutely amazing damage dealer, and if you have them in your account, you are less likely to hit a roadblock. However, with the rates being this terrible, it's going to be very hard before you guys can actually reroll account with those units. Now I have 3 accounts, one of them has Heron, the other one has Scarlet, another one has Snow White. However, they're still very rare to get. Now alongside that, the rates in this game, it is 4%, which is actually above industry standard for gacha games. Usually it's like a 2% or 3%. That is technically good, however it's just not that true or not that good, to be honest, because 4%, yeah, but the only reason why it's 4% is because the other 1% is filled with terrible characters, like absolutely terrible characters. Now obviously when you unlock the wishlist system, you can filter out all the other trash characters, but at the end of the day there's still 15 characters that you can potentially pull, or more than 15 characters you can potentially pull So it's still a huge list of SSR characters. So it might be 4%, but it's still filled with other characters that you don't necessarily want. And obviously there's still SR characters and R characters you can also get. So at the end of the day, getting some of the OP characters, even one copy of them, is going to be very, very hard. And obviously as an idle game, you also want to get duplicates for those characters. But with Pilgrim characters, it's nearly impossible. But at the end of the day, having Pilgrim characters will just help you guys progress faster in the game. So it's basically telling you to reroll in this game to have a better start and have a faster progression. Now, one issue you will find in this game is the gem resources being very, very lackluster in terms of how much you can actually gain as a free-to-play player. So once you've gone through the story, now if you're in this account, how many summons have I done? I have done 61 summons. Now, most of those resources I've used or gained from the story. So they are technically one-time obtainable resources, but there's no consistent or proper consistent way to farm gems in the game except the daily mission and weekly. However, the maximum you can get in the daily is 100, the weekly is 300, but at the end of the day, that is not nearly enough for you guys to keep saving resources. Now obviously events will come out in the future, hopefully give us more gems in the future, but how much exactly are they going to give us? Because it needs to be considerable. So right now a lot of people are still getting their mind clouded by the ASS, are not really thinking about the end game in this game or thinking about how they're going to be able to progress in this game. All they're seeing is beautiful waifu, which to be honest I think is a tactic the devs did. So obviously they're thinking, well, we are all simple-minded people, put a waifu in front of people and they will think about waifus alone and will not think about whether the game is trash, whether the system in this game is trash, or the system is not going to be very, very good, which I do think, yeah, is a reliable tactic, but at the end of the day, that's only going to work for certain months. And then after everyone has looked at the game and realized that this game is very, very stressful and the amount of resources they can use to summon for some of the favorite waifu is very, very low, they will end up quitting. Now, I feel like this game right now is going to gain a lot of popularity. Absolutely, the game is definitely going to reach over 1 million download within a couple of weeks straight away. I think it's right now actually reached over 1 million. I'm not really too sure at the moment, but it's going to easily get that. However, I don't think it's going to be able to retain players just because, like I said, the gems, the banner not being that very, very good. Now, I do understand they did make a post saying that they wanted to release the game initially with all the basic content and then later on release events. I do understand that. However, I feel like the banner could have been definitely improved. Instead of giving us this basic standard pool, they should have given us a banner with Pilgrim characters at a higher rate up or characters at a higher rate up and just a better banner with pity system, and that would have been fine. That would have been okay. And also with the coupon codes expiring very, very quickly or reaching the maximum allowed, it's also very, very annoying. Obviously, many people are going to be using the coupons to reroll so they can get a better account, which I absolutely advise you guys to reroll in this game. You don't want to get stuck every single time. You only need to reroll for some huge damage dealers. The main important characters you're aiming for is damage dealers, then supportive, then tanks. Those are the main three categories, main important ones being your damage dealers. And now also in addition to that, I feel like this game doesn't actually incentivize people to actually spend because the items in the shop are actually terrible. I'm gonna say this straight away. Most of the new server souvenir items are for these for the basic banner, so the standard banner with no pity. So yes, this pack might seem worth it because you get 10 summons, so 1 multi and 720 for only £9. However, at the end of the day, this doesn't push you closer to getting any SSR character because you then have to hit that 4% rate before you can get yourself that SSR character. You're not pushing yourself towards a pity because there is no pity. So at the end of the day, this is not a high value pack. The next one over here, same issue with this. This one over here with the skins, I think many people would rather have the other item, not the credits in here, and that would have been worth it. Then going over to the daily pack, I do feel like this one's actually quite worth it because this actually makes you upgrade your characters a lot faster, so these are nice, I guess. But then you go over to some of these packs that help you get characters, and I just don't think it's worth it. So we have this pack over here, once again 40 for some basic banner with no pity. So essentially you could spend, actually even with this as well, obviously if you guys want to use your brain and you guys are spending in the game, obviously try and get your characters, reroll for that specific characters, then do spend and then summon for characters as well. But at the end of the day, you also want to save your gems because even if you're using your gems, even if you use 40 of this at the end of the day, you might actually get 0 SSR. That is a possibility. So someone might decide to spend £90 on this game to get this and get 0 SSR, and they get absolutely nothing. Now with this pack over here, this seems like it's worth it because you get this over here. However, there is a 60% chance of you getting an SSR. Now many people might say 60% is high, but then you scroll down, the SSR or SR unit, has a 40% chance, which is extremely high. Think about it, you guys are summoning on a gacha game with 4% chance. How many times have you guys pulled an SSR? That basically means still means you're still highly likely to get SR units. Don't be fooled by that 60%. Look at the negative. There is a 40% chance of you getting an SR, which is more than likely going to be possible. So once again, you might spend on this. The only thing you will actually pretty much benefit from is this growth set over here. Now if you go over to one of this other pack, yeah, this one over here is also garbage in my opinion. So $17.99 for getting all this item. I think it's, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. This one over here is the only one I feel like it's worth it. You get all of this daily rewards, which is great. This one's over here not worth getting as well. Now what is worse is the battle pass or the mission pass. This is the worst battle pass I have seen in any gacha game. Now how much does this cost? $17.99. What can you get? An SR unit basically, because yes, there might be a 20% chance of you getting an SSR, but more than likely you will pull an SR unit. And then we also get this over here, high quality mode. Once again, 40% chance of you getting an SR. And then you also get summons. At the end of the day, you guys might do all of this, get all of this, do your summons, get the characters, and it's only SR. At the end of the day, what do you guys get? You get a flipping skin. This is not worth it as well. So packs in this game are terrible. Gems, free-to-play gems in this game are horrible to get, or terrible or hard to get. Summons in this game are terrible at the moment. Once again, wait for the gacha, wait for the event banner, wait for the events to come out before we can conclusively say it's absolutely the worst we've ever seen. But for now, the gacha is definitely terrible. Progression in this game is very slow unless you have a pilgrim character, and then you can actually progress a lot faster. Rerolling in this game is terrible as well, but I don't think is really a main issue. I think if they gave us like a selector ticket, I would have been absolutely ecstatic and happy, but they didn't do that. What else in this game? Bugs already, and also with the issue with gatekeeping players, reducing or debuffing players when they shouldn't really do that for no reason. That is an absolutely terrible game mechanic. So right now, those are the issues plaguing this game that is absolutely ruining it. Right now, many people might not be speaking out about this, but this is something that a lot of people will open their eyes to later on. So I will leave a comment down in the comment section telling you guys, don't let the ass cloud your judgment. Once again, don't let this waifu cloud your judgment about whether this game is good or whether the system in this game is good. There is so many stuff in this game that needs to be changed. I'm enjoying it. I do like the gameplay. The gameplay is absolutely fun. I think I'm one of those rare people that actually like the gameplay, but I absolutely do. What else do I like in this game? I love the waifus, obviously. I love the way the characters are looking. But at the end of the day, this is just a fan service game. That's all I wanted to say in today's video. Tell me down in the comment section your opinion, whether you agree or disagree. I probably will get a little bit of hate because many people are still getting clouded with all the waifus in the game. Most people are not able to look past the waifu and realize what the game has. This game has the bare minimum to offer us. It's just a horny game. It's been a boy AC Gamer. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and I'm out.